Okay guys, look, I don't want to burn up a whole lot of my day of fishing filming this video, and you don't want to burn up a lot of your day watching it. So I'm going to cover a lot of information really quick, and then I'm going to show you multiple angles of throwing the cast net using my method, and I call it the 50-50 method. So pay attention, here we go. The 50-50 part is really, really important for you to remember. If you saw my previous video on this channel about throwing a cast net, I want you to wipe a lot of that out of your mind, because the 50-50 part is key to you getting consistent results with your cast net, which will bring you to a point of less stress and less drama and quicker bait and better fishing. Let's get going. The net that I'm using today, this is a braided net. It's the worst net I could possibly use for the spot that I'm in. I'm using it because I thought it would look good on camera. I thought it would show up really good. But it's a slow falling net and I'm in deep water, so we're not going to catch bait, but you are going to be able to see what I'm doing. So, start off. My dominant hand. I hold the net just below the horn with my dominant hand. This will work on any net, by the way, from about 5 feet to 10 feet, assuming you're somewhere close to 6 feet tall. My dominant hand has the net. I now have to divide the net 50-50. So I take my hand up and go 50% of the way down, or as close as I can possibly get, and now the net is divided. I'm going to take my dominant hand, I'm going to wrap it over the top of my free hand that's holding the net. Now I have all the net in my dominant hand. I have to divide the net again in half. I want to separate half of these leads, and I want to do it halfway down. Not 60, not 30, not 25. I want to be halfway down, or as close as I can possibly estimate. Half. So I want to start grabbing the net halfway from my hand to the bottom, and I want to divide about half of these leads. 50-50. As close as possible to half of these leads. Like that. Now I want to curl my hand under and put all the net back in my dominant hand. The net has been divided into half, and then half again. Now in my dominant hand, half of my two hands. I have two lead lines now. Two lead lines coming off of the divided net right here. You see the two lead lines? I want to take half of them, and I want to take the one that's closest to me. So I take the lead line closest to me, just bring it up to the top. I'm going to pinch it with my thumb in my dominant hand. Make sense? Now we still have two lead lines, and I want to take one of them, half of them, bring it to my chest, just like this. I'm now ready to throw. The net is fully loaded. Everything is divided into halves, equal halves, and I'm ready to throw. I want to keep this hand at my chest when I throw, and at the very last second, I give it just a little bit of a downward or backward spin. I'm throwing directly that way, so I want to start half of a 360-degree spin from where I want to throw. That's right back here. Make sense? Again, we're dividing everything in half. And I want to create a smooth fluid motion when I chuck this net at the last second, releasing this with a little bit of a downward and backward spin. You see how nicely that opened? How effortless the throw was? So much of that is about dividing it in half. Again, if you saw my video that I did 2 or 3 years ago on this channel, the method itself was extremely similar, but I was missing out on the 50-50 part. I had underestimated how important it was to truly divide it in half. And now let's see this throw from a different angle. It was a last minute decision, but I saw a bait moving on this point, so I thought, what the heck, get a little bonus footage, perhaps. And now we have bait.
This production was brought to you by Battery Outfitters. With locations all over the Mid-South, they are your neighborhood battery store.